I'm just going to start this video off because there's no way that's good to begin it. My hair is not right. It's everything. Ugh. On fairies. I just got in an argument with Simon. He was comparing himself to a galaxy. Because I talked to Mother Andromeda, who has the consciousness of a galaxy. And he goes, she doesn't exist in a 3D form. She's a galaxy. And then he goes, but it's not like she's a body, or like me. It really poses the question. Does the entity of Mother Earth, is it a collective of all the consciousness that exists on the planet? So it's like every human and every tree and every animal and every ocean and the way that it relates to the moon and the way it relates to the sun and this and that. Like Mother Earth doesn't hear all of our conversations or thoughts in our head. Like Mother Earth doesn't hear you guys fighting in the 1950s about the man who just cheated on his wife. Like the redundant shit that goes over and over and over and over again. Is Mother Earth really, like, Mother Earth is supposed to be represented as Malkuth, which is the fertile mother. So if Mother Earth has the consciousness of intelligence, then a galaxy definitely would. Just a thought. This video should be titled Narcissism on Fairies. I wrote something down. I wrote a few things down. Key points. Probably to make this as clear and succinct as possible. I was going to title this On Fairy Justice, the Immorality Teachings on Death, Truth, Resurrection, and Immortality. And then Babaji came along, was insinuating something about, I didn't see the chaos train had arrived. Something like that. That's stupid. But he said something clear and succinct, implying that I should cut down the title to just On Fairies. There are a few references here to the fairy world. One's in Peter Pan, Neverland. One's in Game of Thrones and the White Walkers. One is, oh, that was it. Thanks. On Truth, Death, Resurrection, and Immortality. The House of Slytherin. Netzach. That's why Narcissa and Draco and Lucius. Netzach. Hufflepuff is Netzach to Tiferet. Gryffindor, either Gabra to Tiferet or Gabra to Higher God. And then we have Ravenclaw, which is blue and silver. So then we got Hesed, higher intelligence, with silver. The Divine Femme, or Hokmah. So Slytherin sits at the bottom of the tree. All of these are outside of Hode. All of them. All of these houses have graduated from Malkuth, from Yesod, and from Hode. Which is why their colors are the colors they have chosen. The other component is this. House Slytherin has silver. So you still have the Priestess of the Silver Star energy coming through. But green and silver can be very cold very fast. So let me rewrite this. The House of Slytherin. This clearly comes through with the Serpent and the Witch teachings. A few people ask me, they have the audacity, how does Harry Potter relate to Kabbalah? They know nothing about Harry Potter nor Kabbalah. But I will elucidate. Kabbalah is the study of the tree of life, of all intelligence. It's God language. It's how you break down the genetic structure of every living thing and the patterns of energy that flow between it. God created Kabbalah. God created Harry Potter. God created the people and the planet who created Harry Potter, so therefore God created Harry Potter. Do you understand? And they blend. You'll see it. You'll get the teachings. There's also that understanding, once you've gotten through the mirror prism, that everything is connected. You cannot just run away and hide from an entire religion. You have to find the truth of why it exists. Netzach, the Garden of Eden, Neverland, the houses of immortality. Okay? Once you've hit Netzach, all rules change. You're not bound by linearism. You can go backwards and forwards, up and down. And that's scary, because it's power. Today I was sitting in the bath. Somehow, somewhere, started to download the resurrection teachings from Babaji. God. I forget what triggered it. There's nothing like being pointed at by God, like with a wand, where he goes, necromancer. Necromancer. It's a power I've never desired, nor desire to chase after. And I'd feel all the grids coming through and feel the stomach ache around it and the nausea. The idea of bringing the dead back to life. Is no man's land. Babaji does this. He's famous for it. But he does it with reverence and in the light. Star, I began to recognize what resurrection grids look like. She is destined to teach it, if not this life, her next one. I cannot judge. I just know it's not something that I would desire. Because to me it feels filthy. It could be very good, depending on who does it. Period. The last thing I would ever desire in my life is to create an army of zombies, or inferi, or Frankensteins. Somebody's face slashed open, walking like an alive dead person. And I doubt Star would ever do anything like that, believe me, no. But there is something most of the time, when you go, pieces of your soul are gone or lost, even when you come back. Even if they're micro pieces. Unless it's like masterful or God. The idea that you guys would think I could ever be dark because I'd burn down an entire species of parasite humans. Honestly, with warning ahead of time, is disgusting. You want to know what's really dark? Being an upset fairy, feeling like they're forced to create an army of White Walkers. That is dark. It's perspective. And if me, can get the power of resurrection, so can other people. I'm gifted with this power so I can resurrect a soul in somebody's body. But not. I don't want to be bringing people back to life. I might train with Babaji, but I'm not Babaji. And there's no judgment. It's reverence and respect. There's a story in the book of Yogananda of a man who climbed up to the top of the mountains in the Himalayas, probably with a group of people, I forget. And he went crazy. Oh my God, you have to teach me. I'm going to jump off the cliff if you don't accept me as your student. And Babaji goes, as you wish. Jump off the cliff. So the person commits suicide, jumps off the cliff, and dies. And Babaji climbs down and resurrects him. And goes, do you feel better? There was nothing like being handed the title of necromancer from God to make me feel like I don't have to chase magic ever again. There are powers out there. And people. Can you imagine me being forced to bring back Aleister Crowley back to life? Or Hitler? Those are the decisions you make when you have that kind of power. That's the kind of God level thinking. God. Once upon a time, recently, I was looking through Lucifer artwork. I was told once upon a time I didn't understand Lucifer teachings at all. So I investigated and I let it unfold. And Lucifer, I've become to know, is not necessarily what anybody else understands. But along was this piece of artwork with like dolls, but people coming out of his mouth. And it was him resurrecting people from lower realms of hell and bringing them back. Probably so they can repent. Possibly move towards the Godhead. Lost souls. I understood that teaching today, and I understood that image. So we have pirates also coming through, right? From Netzach. So more non-linear zombie level curses. The spiritual experience of Netzach is vision of the beauty triumphant. And then there's the shadow component of Netsuck, which is what Voldemort gets stuck in. With the immortality, I must create these Horcruxes. I must stay alive. I must become immortal. There's something much cleaner moving a soul forward through death than bringing them back to life. This is why Drogon did not fret with Khaleesi being, slaughtered, slain. Because either Drogon would be able to resurrect her, because the dragons exist in Gaebora with higher power, more power. Or he understands the reincarnation cycle. How to find Khaleesi again. So I have here written Fairies and the White Walkers. Game of Thrones. I know I didn't put that on the Netsuck list, but it exists. The fairies were the ones who created the White Walkers because they couldn't deal with the humans. Because the humans gave them no other options. Today I went to the park. And I'm picking up litter. Alone. While everyone's like putting on makeup and just fucking matrixed out. And I hear, God, you're lazy. You should just ask them to help you. It was the last time I asked anybody to help. That's all they do. It's a brick wall. No other options. So Khaleesi comes in and burns it down with a dragon. Because she can. And it's clean and honorable. It's honorable to die by dragon fire. It's not. The repressed fairies that are going to go around finding ways of dark magic to deal with the muggles is a whole other ballgame. Especially when they get desperate. And it's not gonna look pretty. Khaleesi, God help her, might have a dragon to clean up whatever disaster everybody else has created amidst the chaos. This is why I get the power of Avada Kedavra. Because of the shit you guys might create that I might need to kill. And Babaji too. If we can get him. Physical. Goddess of Death versus resurrections. This is why Kali is the saint instead of the bad guy. And she gets no credit for cleaning up everyone else's disasters. Your perspective changes. What you guys think of as dark is unheard of. You guys know nothing about dark. I would end it on this. I would rather kill something than ever create a Frankenstein. That's dark. Collie Wren, out.